Dating is like a bag full of runts after the kids get into them. All you're left with are limes and bananas, and it all sucks. Here are the stories of the wishful thinkers who thought they could defy the dating odds and find one good missed piece of candy. It was the summer of 2023. I had matched with Jolene on the Facebook dating site. Her profile pictures were cute, a profile summary was well written with a touch of humor, an lacking amount of intellect, and a no-nonsense statement approach of who she was or what she was looking for. She checked off most of my requirement boxes, and I hoped that I could only do the same for her. The only problem that I had with Jolene was the fact that she had lived in another state nearly 4 hours away. Because Jolene had matched with me, I assumed one of three things. A, she liked matching for validation. B, she was oblivious of the fact that we lived a world apart. Or C, she was genuinely interested in me and possibly willing to meet somewhere in the middle for a date. To my surprise, Jolene was aware of our distance and was interested in potentially making future plans to get together, so long as our conversation kept each other's interest in doing so. 2 weeks of regular texts, occasional phone calls, and a couple of appropriate FaceTimes eventually led to plans of a dinner date and a possible weekend getaway with each other. We agreed to meet in a town that was almost an equal drive for both of us. Picked out a nice Mexican restaurant that she thought would work. Without her knowledge, I reserved a nice Airbnb with an outdoor pool for a night. Friday finally came, and so did my dinner date with Jolene. That went exceptionally well. Hit it off, great conversation, genuine interest in each other, and even subtle acts of flirtation dissolved their desire to eat what we had ordered. Instead, I asked the waiter for the bill and to-go containers after Jolene had agreed to stay at the Airbnb I had reserved for the night. After I revealed my plans to her, as soon as I paid the bill and put our food away, we quickly exited the restaurant. We got to our cars, returned to each other, and kissed each other almost aggressively. Fuck yeah, I thought. I just knew I was going to get some sex that night. Gave her the address to the rental, and off to the races we went. Sure, the Airbnb, it was awesome, and the pool out back was amazing. It was all a haze to me because as soon as we walked through the front door that night, clothes somehow flew off, and her carbon footprints littered every room. Every piece of furniture and even the pool out back was unspared. Dawn was nearly breaking by the time Jolene had dried up like the Sahara Desert, and my crotch rocket ran out of fuel. I woke up hours later to an empty bed. I looked around the house and couldn't find Jolene. I looked outside. Her car was gone. I went to look for my phone to call her. When I found it, there was an envelope taped to my phone and a card inside it. Inside the card was a $100 bill to give to my child that had recently celebrated a birthday, and a thoughtful note thanking me for the most wonderful night, and at the same time telling me that a long-distance meaningful relationship between us was not possible. I really liked Jolene. I felt a great disappointment in my heart. Before I left the Airbnb, I texted Jolene to let me know when she had made it whole. I knew our love affair was over, but I wanted to hear from her one last time, hoping she would have second thoughts about quitting. When I didn't receive a response to my text to Jolene, when I got home that day or the day after, I knew it was over. A couple of days later, when I went to fill my car with gas, my bank card was denied. I became suspicious when my card was declined the second time. At another terminal, the gas station attendant, and at the next gas station that I tried after that. Checked my bank account, my phone, and saw that I had a negative balance. Using my credit cards is pointless as well. They'd all been maxed out. Luckily, I had that $100 in cash and a card Jolene had left for me in the glove compartment. Pay for my gas. Later on that night, as I filed a police report, after going through my bank transactions, it was evident that Jolene had got my banking and credit card information as I slept soundly after our night of tape thrusting. The authorities weren't able to do anything because Jolene must have been an alias and her phone number was not in service. The old faker. Little hoochie mama was gone, and so was my money.